It's 2024, and unless you've been living under a rock, I'm sure you are very well aware of what's been going on with regards to women's basketball, especially in the WNBA or NCAA, as what's been taking place last year and this year, 2023, 2024, especially with Iowa's recent superstar who just can't seem to win it all, Caitlin Clark, who I, on various occasions, have regarded like the female version of Larry Bird. But, you know, people wanted to say, no, that's not it. She's not it because of reasons. So the female Larry Bird recently was drafted into the WNBA by the Indiana Fever with the #1 pick. And one of her college rivals, one Angel Reese, who won the 2023 championship with the LSU Lady Tigers, was picked number 7 by the Chicago Sky. Now, what we're seeing between the two of them in their debuts coming into the WNBA, as they're being introduced into the world. And what do we see? So on one side, we see Caitlin Clark is being introduced. She has a whole press conference. She has the nice suit on, and she's got she's got reporters galore. She's got they sold tickets to this thing. They sold tickets to her debut for her to talk and just talk basketball and let people know, hey, I'm going to be playing for this team. Glad to be a part of the team. Sports football. I'm sorry, sports basketball. You know what I'm saying? So that's all she was going to, that's all any of them do, right? Okay, cool. So you know what it entails. Why is it that when Angel Reese was doing the exact same thing for the Chicago Sky, this was the rollout?
Reese, she walked in alone in what looked like an empty high school gymnasium, as if the Chicago Sky wasn't even prepared for her introduction conference. There was minimal media, no fans, no exciting warm hugs from any front office staff. However, Reese has done exactly what Caitlin Clark has done for the WNBA so far. Both their jerseys have sold out and tickets have skyrocketed for both organizations before either player have put on a jersey. Both these women are breaking barriers for this sport, yet one is getting the proper recognition from their organization, but the other is looking like they're getting taken advantage of.
I've seen female high school basketball players have more fanfare than what Angel Reese got as a professional making her debut. What is this? What are we doing? What are we even talking about? And why is this the point? Why is this continually being the theme that we're seeing with regard to and I won't even say with these two, because it doesn't even have to be Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark. It could be anybody and Caitlin Clark, and they are going to say Caitlin Clark's here, everybody else is down here. And I get it. She produced. She made the thing go. She couldn't get a whole team. She couldn't put the whole team on her back to win it all ever. You got to keep saying that because she didn't. But she's a great player, so I get it. So everybody has to make sure that she understands and knows that you're the one. You're everything. We believe that you're the. Okay, cool. But why is it that a league that's already clamoring for views, for eyes, for eyeballs, for watchers, for viewers, a league that needs people to watch it, that continually is running at a deficit, supplemented by the NBA, why is it that they aren't trying to promote these women as the stars that they are coming into the WNBA? Why is that? Now I get it. You do have former stars who are currently in the WNBA who's like coming to the WNBA and they just the star just kind of dwindled down a little bit on some of them, and I can understand that. And a lot of them look like Angel Reese, but that doesn't mean you have to treat them all like Angel Reese. I'm reminded of when my mother shout out to my brothers, right? I'm the youngest of my brothers, but one of my older brothers, he was in school, and we have an oldest brother. So the oldest brother, he went to school first, obviously. Then next brother comes in after that. So first brother was like, follow the teacher, do whatever the teacher says, and quiet. And I'm just gonna sit here and whatever you say, I'll do it. Okay, and the second brother was like, hey, I'm gonna do what I want because I'm kind of feeling myself a little bit, and you know what I'm saying, I kind of got the story from my older brother, so I already know what this is, but whatever, I'm gonna act like I've been here before. So the teacher kind of came to my mom and was like, well, this young man doesn't seem to do the same as his older brother did, and my mother had to let the teacher know he ain't him. He is not, they may come from the same place, but this is not that. You dig? So you have to treat this differently from that. All that to say, why are we treating Angel Reese like we're treating everybody who's already in the WNBA? A lot of the women in the WNBA, and I hate to be like this, to sound like this, but we've already seen a story from Miss Wiggins, who's already talked about what the WNBA did to her for being a straight heterosexual woman in the league that has a huge cacophony of lesbian and homosexual women in it. So why would you look at Angel Reese and decide, hey, let me treat her the same way as we've treated all these other women, when you can see that she's not the same as you? Now, I won't lie, the beginning of her final season in the NCAA looked a little sketchy. I will say that. But I will also say that you cannot deny her star power. And to that end, this woman has a following that is more than what the WNBA has. So, okay, so we've already, we already have seen their debuts, right? Okay, their debuts. Then when it comes to their first games coming out, they had their first game this past Friday. Caitlin was placed and shown as like she was the new face of the WNBA. Had a pic. There's the picture. See, holding the ball, and she's the everything and everything. Caitlin, free. Come check it out. Free. But if you wanted to see Angel Reese in her debut playing for the Chicago Sky, well, you had to up some money to pay for that. You had to up some money to watch that. So that just little things like that. Now I get it. Sure, $3 ain't nothing. $3-4. That's not a whole lot to pay for a game to watch her play. But it just seems weird that you would give Caitlin Clark all of this fanfare, all of this support, all of these accolades, and all of this runway for her to take off into this. Go ahead, little bird, you can fly. But at the same time, for Angel Reese, you like, yeah, all right, look, we gonna put some bricks down and put this old building in front of her, and if she take off, cool, whatever. All right. Oh, she in the air, man. She still got in the air, cool, whatever. All right. Well, if you want to see her fly, you got to pay to watch that. Like, why do we do that? You know what I'm saying? And it's not even so much a confusion. I just want to know why we don't do anything about it. That's really what I want to know. I mean, we pick and choose who we support, right? And sometimes those winners aren't actually the ones who did so. Now, I won't get into making things any more racial than they already seem to be, but let's not act like when the barriers to entry aren't enormous, we tend to do pretty well. I mean, there isn't a whole Negro leagues of baseball that only now is getting recognized or getting recognition from people who couldn't care less about those people that they kept out of the record books for so long. You know what I'm saying? So we get somebody like a Randy Johnson, right? Great as he is, known for being very tall, winning a World Series, and that one time that he threw a ball so fast that he made a bird explode. But at the same time, we don't talk about Satchel Paige, a pitcher who debuted with the Cleveland Indians at the age of 42 and still helped the team win a World Series. I mean, even Joe DiMaggio said that he was the fastest and best player that he ever played against in his 40s. In the 40s. You know what I'm saying? Like this, let's just think about that for a second. But a lot of people don't even know those stories and know about those stories. Why? Because, but Babe Ruth and Joe DiMaggio and this guy and that guy, like we'll do all that stuff, but we won't sit and talk about the other players who were precluded from even being in the league so they could be a part of the conversation. You see what I'm saying? So regardless of their accolades, regardless of how well they did what they did, everything that they did comes with an asterisk. And we know how much we love those asterisks, right? So we just adjust the record books and make that slant a little bit more insurmountable, right? And then we report on what's left. And then we say stuff like, look at the ones who tried. Oh, I guess they'll have to understand that they just aren't good enough. But it's 2024. Is that the story that we really want to fix our mouths to tell? That someone just isn't good enough? Aren't we tired of playing with a stacked deck? Aren't we even more tired of seeing the deck being stacked on one side against us and feeling helpless to change things? How many fragile minds have to be coddled for someone to get some equality, some real equality? I ain't talking about that bullshit equality that y'all use to create some great corporate janitor and mailroom roles for black people following affirmative action either. I'm talking about real equality. And see, I thought all this time the WNBA was just needing some stars to be placed in a meaningful conversation with their NBA counters. But it seems I was only part right. They are looking for certain stars to shine a certain way so they can present a certain narrative. I guess every TV production needs its center attraction, and this is no different. You see what I'm saying? Hell, I just told y'all how Clark's first game came out at versus Reese's. I mean, one was pay-per-view basically, and the other one was free as a bird. Watch it on all the channels because this is what we want everyone to see. The other one is behind a paywall. I don't see what the problem is. Now, personally, I'd rather see what Cardoso is doing over both of them. But what are your thoughts on this one? Let me know what you think. And if you had all the money, marketing, and woman power that you needed, how would you attempt to fix the WNBA? I'd love to know your thoughts down in those comments.